Welcome to the latest edition of the Campaign Doctor. Everything in electoral politics is relative compared to your opponent or your opponents. And yes, Mamdani ran a great campaign. There's no question about it. Hence why I talked about it in my last video. But I think it's also worthwhile to look at the other side, in this case, Andrew Cuomo. And I think it's important to remember and to acknowledge that Cuomo was a deeply flawed candidate from the very beginning and start of the campaign. Let's remember, while there was never a trial, the Attorney General from New York did find credible evidence for misconduct by Cuomo. And Cuomo, as governor, was pressured to step down and leave office by his own party mates. So what could he have done differently? I've personally advised several politicians in a comeback situation. I've helped them launch successful comebacks. In fact, I write about it in my book. I've helped politically dead resurrect. And in my experience, the key for a successful comeback is really to apologize. You practically can't launch a comeback in denial. It takes at least an implicit apology. And Cuomo never did. In fact, until election day, his version of things was that it was all a political witch hunt. Now, stepping down from governor to the level of the city to run for mayor may be the beginning of an implicit apology, but it's clearly not enough. So I think what Cuomo tried to do is to compensate for that weakness with a lot of big name endorsements, with a lot of money. And sure, money helps in a campaign usually, but there are also things that money can't buy. Lesson learned, money can't create enthusiasm for a candidate that is not there. Just go and ask Hillary Clinton or Kamala Harris. Sure, money can amplify a message, but it can really not create enthusiasm that is not there. During the final weeks of the campaign, there was this wealthy individual who donated $1 million to stop Mamdani as a last effort. And I posted on my social media at the time that I think the last thing that's lacking to stop Mamdani is more big donor money. In fact, it may even hurt. So in such a situation, I think it would have taken a much more coherent narrative on why Mamdani should not be mayor of New York and would in fact be bad as mayor for average New Yorkers. Cuomo tried with age and experience, but in my mind, it's really a classic mismatch between political demand and offer, because New Yorkers are not looking for experience. In fact, the last thing they want is more experience. So in such a situation, I think the rationale is this: no matter how bad things are, it will only get worse if the challenger is coming in. And Cuomo never made that case. And if you think about it, free buses, after all, is really not all that revolutionary of an idea. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.